Evert Raves after Aryna Sabalenka downs Coco Gauff at WTA Finals. Aryna Sabalenka took to the court in Riyadh on November 6 to face Coco Gauff, determined to avenge her earlier French Open loss to the American. In a thrilling 7-6, 7-5, 6-2 victory, Sabalenka secured a spot in the semi-finals of the WTA Finals, setting up a rematch of this year's US Open final against Amanda Anisimova. Amid this intense battle, tennis legend Evert shared her unfiltered thoughts on the match. The evening began with tough challenges for the Americans. After Jessica Pegula's win over Jasmine Paolini, Gauff faced a do-or-die scenario. She had to defeat Sabalenka in straight sets to reach the semi-finals. However, Sabalenka left no room for error, dominating the court and ending Gauff's run at the tournament. With Sabalenka securing the victory, the reigning WTA Finals champion bid farewell to Riyadh. Not only was the match fiercely competitive, but the fiery rivalry between the two players also left the American tennis icon Evert thoroughly impressed. Taking to her X account, Evert wrote, "Watched the Sabalenka at Coco Gauff match yesterday. Really enjoyed it, high level, great shot making and defense from both." She added, "Women's tennis just keeps getting better. #admiration #WTA Finals." Despite Gauff's loss, Evert's faith in the future of women's tennis was strengthened by the high-quality play. The match featured dramatic momentum shifts, with Gauff initially leading in the first set. Sabalenka's frustration showed when she dropped her racket, but she quickly regained control, leading 4-2 and closing out with a series of masterful serves to claim the win. After the match, Sabalenka reflected, "I was thinking, okay, there is nothing to lose, and I was going big on my serves. It really helped me find my rhythm. After that game I was serving much better. Yeah, that was a great decision to go big and try to find the rhythm." She continued, "I was already working for the second set, to be honest. Something clicked and I was able to break, and that game gave me a lot of confidence that I still got it in this set. And yes, super happy to get this win." While Sabalenka has been securing back-to-back wins in Riyadh, an unexpected behavior from the star made her coach walk out of the court. Aryna Sabalenka's outburst made her coach leave the court during the WTA Finals. At the second round-robin match at the WTA Finals against Pegula, Sabalenka lost her cool. It turned out to be a heated match and Sabalenka, failing to hold back her frustration, vented out at her corner. Following that, cameras even caught her having a heated verbal confrontation with her coach, Anton Dubrov. Right after the conversation, Dubrov was seen walking out while Sabalenka was playing the third set against Pegula. Although the Belarusian lost her calm and took her frustration out on her coach, she made sure to make her mentor proud by grabbing the win against the American after a 6-4, 2-6, 6-3 run. Following the victory, Sabalenka acknowledged that she reacted harshly and said, "Maybe I went a little bit too much on Anton. We're going to probably, if he's still here, we're going to talk, but I don't know where he is." The WTA Finals semi-finalist further added, "But yeah, I went a bit too much. I was so frustrated inside of me and I was just trying to let it go. Probably I went too far. Not probably, I went too far." Now, after securing two back-to-back wins against Pegula and Gauff, Sabalenka is gearing up to face another American phenom in the semi-final battle of Riyadh WTA Finals. While Sabalenka has already defeated Amanda Anisimova in the US Open final this year, it is for time to tell whether the number 1 ranked woman in the sport will again make the number 4 ranked star face a defeat and make it to the finals. In a battle that felt less like a tennis match and more like a clash of tennis generations, Aryna Sabalenka powered past Coco Gauff at the WTA Finals, and the tennis world is still buzzing. Among the many voices echoing through the aftermath, none carried more weight than that of Evert, the tennis legend whose calm authority and sharp insight have defined her as one of the sport's most respected analysts. When Evert speaks, the tennis world listens. And this time, her words were drenched in admiration for Sabalenka's unflinching ferocity and unapologetic fire. Sabalenka, the world's reigning powerhouse and a player who thrives in chaos, reminded everyone why she's one of the most electrifying forces in modern tennis. Against Gauff, she didn't just win, she dominated, dictating rallies with her signature aggression and booming ground strokes that left even the fast-moving American gasping for counterplay. For Evert, who built her career on discipline, precision and mental toughness, this display from Sabalenka wasn't just impressive, it was a masterclass in control amid volatility. "She's learned how to tame her power," Evert said during the post-match coverage. "Aryna has always been dangerous, but now she's smartly dangerous. She's finding that balance between instinct and strategy. That's championship maturity. A battle of styles and eras." the matchup itself carried an irresistible narrative. Coco Gauff, the poised 21-year-old who embodies the next generation of American greatness, versus Aryna Sabalenka, the fierce Belarusian enforcer whose emotional intensity can both elevate and unhinge her game. Gauff entered the WTA finals with confidence and a growing aura after a year of evolution, from her breakthrough Grand Slam title to her consistent performances across the tour. But on this night, she ran into a version of Sabalenka who seemed determined to make a statement, that power, poise and persistence can coexist. Evert noted the psychological undertones immediately. Sabalenka used to unravel in matches like this, she explained. If things didn't go her way early, she'd spiral. But now, even when she misses, she's not apologizing for who she is. She's owning it. That transformation has been years in the making. Sabalenka's journey, from the raw, emotion-fueled talent to the composed, strategic warrior we see today, has been one of tennis's most fascinating evolutions. Evert, who herself went through a similar metamorphosis in her playing days, sees shades of her own experience in Sabalenka's mental growth. It's the balance between fire and ice, Evert said. That's what every great player learns to master. Aryna's figuring it out right before our eyes. The turning point. In the second set, as Gauff attempted to mount a comeback, Sabalenka's response was emphatic. Instead of playing safe, she doubled down, ripping forehands, charging the net, and exuding an aura that said, "I'm not backing down." Evert, calling the match from the commentary booth, could hardly hide her delight. "That's the difference between good and great," she said. "When you're up against a fighter like Coco, hesitation is defeat. Sabalenka is swinging through her fear, and that's the mark of a champion." What stood out wasn't just Sabalenka's power, but her patience. Where once she might have let frustration bubble into errors, she now breathes, resets and pounces again. The evolution is subtle but monumental. Gauff's struggle and Sabalenka's statement. Coco Gauff, for her part, fought valiantly, her defense as elastic and resilient as ever, her composure steady despite the scoreboard pressure. But she faced a version of Sabalenka who had no intention of blinking. "It's hard for Coco," Evert noted compassionately.